She said, "I'm going to my high school reunion with my first love as friends." I said, "Have fun." Then I went as her rivals +1. The look on her face when we walked in together. Original post: I, 38 male, watch my wife Rebecca light up like a Christmas tree when she got the invitation 3 months ago. 20-year high school reunion. She immediately started planning, diet, new dress, the works. Cool, I thought. Normal reunion stuff. Then Garrett entered the chat. "Oh my God, Garrett messaged me," she squealed one evening, phone in hand. "We dated senior year. He's divorced now too. I mean, he's divorced, period." That slip didn't go unnoticed. Over the next few weeks, their texting escalated. Late-night notifications, giggles at her phone during dinner. When I'd ask what was funny, she'd wave me off. Just reminiscing about old times. The kicker came 2 weeks before the reunion. "So Garrett and I are going to arrive together," she announced over breakfast. As friends, obviously. We were voted cutest couple senior year, and people want to see us walk in together for old time's sake. I set down my coffee. "You want to go to your reunion with your ex instead of your husband? Don't be insecure, Tom. It's literally just walking through a door. You'll meet us there." "Rebecca, God, why do you have to make everything weird? It's nostalgic, that's all. Like a reunion thing, everyone does it. Everyone goes with their high school ex instead of their spouse?" She rolled her eyes. "You're being controlling. It's one entrance, 5 seconds, then we'll all hang out together." Here's what she didn't know. Her rival from high school, Jessica, and I worked at the same company. Different departments, but we'd become decent friends over coffee breaks, bonding over spreadsheets and stupid corporate policies. That afternoon, I grabbed coffee with Jessica. "Becky's actually doing it?" Jessica laughed when I told her. "She's really going with Garrett I peaked in high school Morrison?" "Apparently. God, she always was obsessed with him. She used to death glare me senior year because he asked me to homecoming junior year." Jessica stirred her latte before she sank her claws in. "Fun times." She studied me. "You okay with this? Do I look okay with this?" "You look like a man whose wife is about to do something incredibly stupid." She paused. "I'm going solo, you know. My husband's at a conference." We looked at each other. The idea formed simultaneously. "You thinking what I'm thinking?" she asked. "Depends. You still fit in your prom dress?" "Better. I've got something that'll make Becky's head explode." Update 1. The 2 weeks leading up to the reunion were interesting. Rebecca went into overdrive. Salon appointments, new dress, that cost $400. It's a special occasion. Gym every morning. Meanwhile, she was practically glued to her phone. "Garrett this, Garrett that. He's having such a hard time with his divorce," she'd say. "I'm just being supportive, right?" 3 days before the reunion, she dropped another bomb. "So we're going to get ready at Garrett's place. His apartment is closer to the venue." I nearly choked on my dinner. "You're getting ready at his apartment?" "With other people, obviously. A few of our old friends. It's like a pre-party." "Which you didn't invite me to." "Babe, you wouldn't know anyone. You'd be bored." "I know you." She sighed dramatically. "Why are you making this difficult? Just meet us there at 7. Meanwhile, Jessica and I had our own plans. She'd found the perfect dress, emerald green, elegant, but with just enough spite. We decided to arrive fashionably late, 7:30, to ensure maximum impact. The day of, Rebecca left at noon for a 7 p.m. event. "I'll see you there," she called out, not even kissing me goodbye. I texted Jessica. She just left, didn't even pretend this was normal. "Perfect, pick me up at 7, let's give them a show." At 6:45, Rebecca texted, "Where are you?" "Me on my way." "Hurry up." "Garrett wants to do the entrance at 7:15. Garrett wants. Not we want. Garrett wants." I put on my best suit, picked up Jessica, who looked absolutely stunning and definitely not like someone you'd call second choice, and we headed to the venue. We timed it perfectly. Walked in at 7:32, right when the cocktail hour was in full swing. The venue was basically the fanciest ballroom our town had. They'd gone all out with decorations, photo booth, even a slideshow of senior year photos running on loop. Jessica linked her arm through mine. "Ready? Let's do this." The doors opened. The first person we saw was Derek, who'd been class president. His eyes went wide. "Jessica? And Tom? Rebecca's Tom?" "Hey, Derek." Jessica smiled sweetly. "You remember Tom from the company picnic, right?" The whisper network activated immediately. By the time we reached the bar, half the room was staring. Then I saw her. Rebecca was standing with Garrett near the photo backdrop, his hand on her lower back, posing for pictures like they were actually a couple. She was laughing at something he said, that fake laugh she does when she's trying too hard. Jessica squeezed my arm. 3 o'clock. Incoming. Rebecca's friend Melissa had spotted us and was speed walking over to Rebecca. I watched her whisper in Rebecca's ear, watched my wife's head snap around, watched the color drain from her face as she saw Jessica on my arm. The look. God, the look was everything. Confusion, rage, embarrassment, and panic all at once. She started marching over, Garrett trailing behind looking confused. "What the hell are you doing?" she hissed when she reached us. "Having a drink with my date," I said calmly. "Jessica, you remember Rebecca?" "Becky." Jessica smiled brilliantly. "Love your dress. Very bold for your body type." Rebecca's face went red. You brought her?" "Well, my husband was busy," I shrugged, "and Jessica needed a +1. Worked out perfectly." "Your wife," Rebecca sputtered. "I'm your wife." "Oh, I know. You're the one who seemed to forget that when you decided to come with." I looked at Garrett. "Sorry, man, I don't think we've officially met. I'm Tom, Rebecca's husband. You must be the ex she's been texting constantly." Garrett had the decency to look uncomfortable. Yeah. Garrett, nice to meet you?" "Likewise. Cute matching colors, by the way." They were both in Navy. "We didn't plan," Rebecca started. "Sure." I turned to Jessica. "Want to get that drink? I think they're doing signatures cocktails." "Love to." We walked away, leaving Rebecca standing there with her mouth open. Update 2. The rest of the night was pure chaos, and I loved every second of it. Rebecca tried damage control first. She cornered me by the bathrooms about 20 minutes after our initial encounter. "You're embarrassing me," she whispered furiously. "I'm embarrassing you? You literally brought another man as your date." "It's not a date, God, Tom, grow up. This is childish." "What's childish is pretending you're in high school again with your ex-boyfriend while your husband sits at home." "You weren't supposed to." She caught herself. "I wasn't supposed to what? Show up at all?" Her silence was deafening. "Wow," I said. "You actually didn't want me here." "That's not—" "You're twisting things." Jessica appeared around the corner. "Oh, sorry, am I interrupting?" "Tom, they're about to do the superlatives." Rebecca's eye twitched. "Superlatives?" "Yeah, you know." Jessica smiled. "Like in high school, most likely to succeed, best dressed." She paused. "Most likely to never move on from high school, that sort of thing." The tension was thick enough to cut. Rebecca grabbed my arm. "We need to talk, now, outside." "Actually, I'm good here." "You should get back to Garrett, though. He looks lost without you." I glanced over. Garrett was indeed standing alone by the bar, checking his phone and looking deeply uncomfortable. Rebecca stormed off. The superlatives were amazing. Jessica won most successful, she's a VP at our company. Rebecca and Garrett won most likely to relive senior year, which wasn't even a real category. Someone just shouted it out and everyone laughed and agreed. But the real explosion came during dinner. See, Jessica and I were seated at table 12. Rebecca and Garrett were at table 3 with their old crew. But midway through dinner, there was a slideshow. Where are they now? When it got to Jessica, it showed her company headshot and title. Then it showed a candid from the company picnic, where she and I were in the background of someone else's photo, laughing at something. "Wait," someone said loudly. "Tom works at Henderson Corp too?" "Yeah," Jessica called out. "We're coffee buddies, best spreadsheet reviewer in the business." Everyone looked at Rebecca. She was burgundy. Then came Garrett's slide. Failed real estate agent, recently divorced, living in a studio apartment. The contrast with Jessica's success was stark. Someone at Rebecca's table, wine is truth serum, said, "Damn, Becky, traded down from that to that?" Pointing first at me with Jessica, then at Garrett. The room erupted. Rebecca stood up so fast she knocked over her wine glass. "This is ridiculous. Tom and I are married. He's here with her to hurt me because he's jealous and controlling." The room went quiet. Then Jessica stood up. "Controlling? Becky, honey, he's here because you told him you were coming with your ex-boyfriend. What did you expect? Him to sit home while you played reunion queen with the guy you're clearly not over?" "I am over him." "Your text history says otherwise," I said quietly, but everyone heard. "You went through my phone?" "No. You left it open on the counter. Hard to miss, can't wait to see you with heart emojis at 1 a.m. Gasps. Actual gasps. Garrett finally spoke up. Those weren't, I mean... Shut up, Garrett. Rebecca snapped. The DJ, bless his soul, chose that moment to start playing music loudly. But the damage was done. Update 3. Rebecca didn't come home that night. I know because I left the reunion early, around 10 p.m., after Jessica and I had thoroughly made our point. She laughed the whole ride to her place. Did you see her face when they announced that couple's dance and we went out there? I thought she might actually combust. Tom, I haven't had that much fun in years. Thank you for letting me be petty with you. Likewise. I got home to an empty house, fine by me. Poured myself a scotch and sat on the porch, processing the night. My phone was blowing up with texts from numbers I didn't recognize. Apparently, I was now reunion legend for the most savage +1 move ever. At 2 a.m., Rebecca came home. Drunk. Garrett drove her, and I watched from the window as they sat in his car for a solid 10 minutes before she got out. He tried to lean in for something. A kiss? And she pushed him away. She stumbled to the door, fumbled with her keys, and finally got inside. You ruined everything, she slurred. I ruined what exactly? Your chance to pretend you were still 18? It wasn't like that. Then what was it like? She collapsed on the couch. You don't understand. Everyone always liked Jessica better. Always. Even in high school. I finally had Garrett, the one thing she didn't get, and then you show up with her. So this was about Jessica? No, yes, I don't know. She started crying. Garrett and I were special. We were supposed to be special. Rebecca, you're married. To me. Remember? That's different. And there it was, the truth. Different how? Your real life. Garrett was fantasy? She didn't answer. The next morning, hungover and miserable, she tried a different approach. I want you to apologize. I nearly spit out my coffee. Excuse me? You humiliated me, publicly. You need to apologize. Rebecca, you literally took another man as your date. It wasn't a date. You got ready at his apartment, with other people. Name one other person who was there. Silence. I'm going to stay with my sister, she announced. Okay, she blinked. That's it, okay? What do you want me to say? You're a grown woman. If you need space to figure out why you thought it was acceptable to date your ex-boyfriend in front of the entire town, go ahead. She packed a bag and left. But not before delivering one more gem. I'm telling everyone what you did. How you conspired with Jessica. How you've probably been sleeping with her all along. Rebecca, we're friends. Work friends. Unlike you and Garrett's 1 a.m. heart emoji situation. She slammed the door. Update 4. The next week was insane. Rebecca went full nuclear. First, she called my mother. I know because Mom called me laughing. Tommy, did you really show up to Rebecca's reunion with another woman? Mom, Rebecca went with her ex-boyfriend. Oh, I know. She explained that it was innocent nostalgia and you turned it into something dirty with your jealousy. And you said? I asked her why innocent nostalgia required her to get ready at his apartment and leave her husband at home. And? She hung up on me. Tommy, I never liked her. There, I said it. Then came the social media campaign. Rebecca posted a long, dramatic statement about toxic masculinity and controlling behavior and how some men can't handle their wives having male friends. The comments were not what she expected. Her cousin, didn't you literally take your ex as your date though? Her coworker, girl, everyone saw the photos, you were all over him. Someone from high school, Meow, Tom's a legend for showing up with Jessica, power move. She deleted the post within hours. But the best part was when Garrett's ex-wife reached out to me, through LinkedIn of all places. Hi Tom, you don't know me, but I'm Garrett's ex. Heard about the reunion, just thought you should know. We divorced because he was sleeping with his coworker. But before that, he was texting someone late at night for months. The number was saved as B. Timeline matches when your wife says they reconnected. Do what you want with that info. I confronted Rebecca when she came to get more clothes. Garrett's ex says you two were texting while he was married. Her face went white. That's not. We were just friends then. Like you're just friends now? Yes. Rebecca, I'm done playing this game. You want Garrett? Have him. I'm filing for divorce. The entitlement kicked in immediately. You can't divorce me. I didn't do anything wrong. You emotionally cheated at minimum. That's not a thing. It absolutely is. Fine, but I want the house and alimony and half your 401k. The house we rent, the alimony when you make nearly what I make? Good luck with that. She apparently didn't realize we lived in a no-fault state with pretty straightforward asset division. We'd only been married 3 years, no kids, not much to divide. I'll tell everyone you cheated with Jessica. Go ahead. We didn't. But you know what? Everyone already knows you went to your reunion with your ex. She tried tears next. Please, Tom, I made a mistake. One mistake. Was it one mistake when you texted him for months? One mistake when you planned to go with him? One mistake when you got ready at his place? Which one mistake are we talking about? Then came the guilt trip from her mom. Thomas, marriage is about forgiveness. Rebecca is devastated. She's devastated that there were consequences. You humiliated her. She humiliated herself. And me. I just returned the favor. By parading that woman around. That woman is my friend who helped me maintain my dignity while your daughter tried to relive her glory days. The divorce was filed. Rebecca fought it initially, demanding counseling. The mediator shut that down quick when I showed the text messages. Yes, I'd screenshot them when she left her phone open. But my favorite moment was running into Garrett at a gas station. Hey man, he said sheepishly. Sorry about everything. No worries. How's it going with Rebecca? Oh, we're not. I mean, after the reunion, she's kind of intense, you know? I laughed. Actually laughed. So you're not getting back together? God, no. She texts me constantly. Like, constantly. And she keeps talking about high school. We're almost 40, man. It's weird. Rebecca had blown up her marriage for a fantasy that didn't even want her back. Final update. The divorce finalized last month. 6 months from reunion to done. Rebecca fought until the end, but ultimately got basically nothing she demanded. No alimony. She makes 90% of what I make. Split our minimal assets down the middle. She had to get her own apartment because, surprise, we were renting and she couldn't afford it solo. The last time I saw her was at the final hearing. She brought Garrett as support. He looked like he wanted it to be anywhere else, kept checking his phone and stepping out for work calls. After the judge finalized everything, Rebecca cornered me outside. I hope you're happy. You destroyed us over nothing. Rebecca, you destroyed us when you chose to pursue your ex. I told you it was innocent, and I told you I didn't believe you. Garrett told me himself you've been texting him non-stop since the reunion. She turned bright red. He said that? Yeah, said you're intense and stuck in high school. His words. Garrett chose that moment to come outside. Ready to go? He didn't even look at her, just at his phone. Yes. As they walked away, I heard him say, I can drop you off, but I have a date tonight. The look on her face. Priceless. Jessica and I remained friends. Good friends. Despite what Rebecca told everyone, we never dated. Jessica actually started dating someone from accounting a few months ago. I was genuinely happy for her. You know, she said over coffee last week, that reunion was the best thing that ever happened to you. How do you figure? It showed you who Rebecca really was. Can you imagine if this happened 5-10 years from now? With kids involved? She was right. Rebecca, from what I hear through the grapevine, is not doing well. She's been trying to date, but keeps comparing everyone to either Garrett, who ghosted her completely, or me, who she now paints as the one who got away. Her sister reached out last week. She's miserable, says she made a huge mistake. She made several. She wants to know if you'd consider trying again. No. That's it, just no? What else is there? She wanted her high school fantasy. She got it. It just wasn't what she thought it would be. The truth is, I'm doing fine. Better than fine. I bought a small condo, started playing guitar again, Rebecca hated the noise, and joined a hiking group. Life is quieter but more genuine. The reunion story became legend though. Jessica told me people still talk about it. Most savage +1 move in reunion history, apparently. Rebecca posted something last week about learning to forgive yourself for choosing the wrong path, and sometimes your soulmate is actually your destruction. The comments were brutal. Someone simply wrote, "Girl, you chose your ex over your husband." The path was clearly marked. She deleted her social media after that. As for me, I learned something valuable. When someone shows you who they are, when they prioritize a fantasy over reality, when they gaslight you about obvious inappropriate behavior, when they expect you to sit quietly while they disrespect you? Believe them. And sometimes, the best response isn't anger or tears or begging. Sometimes it's just showing up with their high school rival and dancing to "I Will Survive" while they watch their fantasy crumble in real time. Worth it.